Thank you, Lems, for that wonderful introduction. So let's start na sa ating second topic, which is Outlook. So before we start, let me introduce to you myself. And I'm Romel Ormita. I'm a third-year college student currently taking Bachelor of Science in Information Technology at Asia Pacific College. I am a SM Foundation Scholar. I am a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, Events and Marketing Committee Head of the Junior Information System Security Association, APC, or JISA APC. And I'm also the president of APC Microsoft Community. And if you have any questions after my talk, you can contact me through my social media or my personal email here. So let's start na sa topic. Simulan natin dito sa email etiquette. And so according sa University of Houston, it refers to the principle of behavior that one should use when writing or answering email messages. And so of course, in terms of replying or composing an email, there is a proper way on how to compose or create an email message. And ayan nga, merong certain behavior na dapat na gawin in terms of emailing someone. Ayan. So kasi in terms when emailing, you have to be kasi formal and respectable in terms of creating a message. So first naman is you have to remember is have a clear subject line. And so dito sa email na to, as you can see, is meron akong nire-report na issue sa aking profile, sa Student Ambassador profile, which is yung SA. Ay meron kasi akong validation issues sa pag-update ng profile ko. So, ayan. So, meron yung nilagay kong subject line is yung about sa email content ko is yung about nga sa issue, validation issue sa profile. So, yan, nilagay ko SA profile issue. Ayan. So, kasi ang ilalagay mo dapat sa subject line mo is yung ano yung content ng email mo or what yung summary ng email mo. Ayan. So, dito nilagay ko SA profile issue. And you have to remember or always remember na to put a clear subject line. Kasi dapat yung hindi mahaba, yung saktong mababasa agad pag na-receive mo na yung email. And ayun, so don't forget then to have a subject line kasi if your recipient ay naka-receive ng email tapos walang subject line, either baka hindi niya lang pansinin kasi nga walang subject line na nakalagay. Ayan. So, yun, always have a clear subject line. Next is introduce yourself. So, when it's your first time emailing someone, you have, of course, to introduce yourself. Dito kasi sa email na to, yung person na in-email ko is sa ibang bansa pa. So, I have to introduce myself then na I'm from the Philippines and also yun, a student partner kasi yung sasandan ko is yung part ng program. And so, in-introduce ko yung sarili ko and yun nga, after nun is you have to after introducing yourself, you have to state your query or your question. Ayan, so dito kasi yung tungkol sa email na to is yung mag-ask sana ako kung pwede ma-update tong event saan ako organizer para ma-upgrade ako sa certain milestone dito sa program na to. So, yun yung ginawa ko sa email. So, ayun nga, in-introduce ko muna yung sarili ko and then yung query. Ayan. So, yun lang, parang you have to take note na when it's the first time, it's your first time emailing someone and hindi ka kilala, so you have to introduce yourself after yung request or yung query mo. Next, be careful with the confidential information. So when you receive an email na merong gantong notice, na communication confidentiality notice, then you have to parang hindi mo siya dapat i-share sa ibang tao. So kung ikaw naka-receive ka ng ganyan, sa isang tao, sa email, is dapat kayo lang yung nakakaalam and you don't share it to anyone. But in terms naman na you have you're part of the email thread and merong gantong confidentiality notice, is kailangan dapat kayo lang nakakaalam ng email thread na to or hindi to nagli-leak sa iba. Next is know your recipients. Dito sa situation na to, yung isang student, yung itong student na to is napindot niya yung reply all imbes na reply sa isang email na sa lahat ng college student. Dito kasi yung student is meron siyang inquiry na ayun, walang email sa ganito yung isang student. And dapat kasi yung gantong message is dapat personal na and kailangan doon mismo sa registrar. Yung recipients dito is all college students. So nung nag-reply yung student na to, na-reply all niya, na-receive din namin yung message niya doon sa registrar. Ayun lang. So dito yung lesson lang is you have to be aware lang when replying to an email. Kasi syempre once na nasend mo na, wala nang balikan yun. So ayun, always be careful when sending an email to someone. So makikita nyo dito is yung buttons or yung UI ng mail sa Windows. So dito yung may reply. So magre-reply ka lang sa certain na tao. Pag reply all naman, lahat ng mga naka-CC or naka-to is maka-receive na message pag reply all. So yun yung nangyari kanina. May naripindot niya yung reply all. So na-receive din namin yung message niya na dapat sila lang nung registrar nakakaalam. Sorry. Ayan. So next yung forward. Ayan, alam naman natin. And ito naman is yung ano lang yan, dark mode or light mode. And ayan. So dito is yung Outlook Online naman, yung interface ng mga buttons na yun, sa parehas lang naman yung reply, nakita niyo yung similarities. And ito, reply all yung double arrow na sa left and yung forward naman, yung straight arrow pa right. And yung ellipsis is yung sa settings pa ng email. And itong like is yun. And, if it doesn't necessary naman, it doesn't need naman parang acknowledgement message, so okay lang na kahit i-like mo na lang. And so pinapakita ko to is of course you have to familiarize din kasi may mga students pa rin tulad ko din na napipindot na yung reply imbes na yung reply all. Ayan. So you have to be aware and careful. Pag in terms naman na dapat lahat ng taong to sa email thread na to dapat makaalam, then you can use reply all. Pero kung to a certain person lang, then reply lang. Next. Ayan. So dito, if you're sending an email into a recipient na alam mo yung position, na alam mo engineer siya or doctor or attorney, then you have to indicate. Ayan. So ito yung mga examples ng mga honorifics. And if you don't know kung ano yung specific positions na, then you can use this general honorifics. And actually, ang kalimitan na ginagamit dito is Mr. and Miss. Kasi ang Mrs. is hindi mo rin naman alam kung yung certain na babae is kasal na or hindi. So, it's better na lang to use yung Miss kasi para safe. Ayan. So, next naman is when replying naman to someone na kilala ka na and you don't need to introduce yourself, then yung message na i-reply mo is keep it short and simple. Ayan, so dito, nag-send kasi sa akin ng PowerPoint yung colleague ko sa organization. So, ayan, nag-reply ako ng, ayan, thank you for sending the PowerPoint presentation. And meron kasi akong concern. So, if you have concerns, pwede mo rin i-indicate yan. So, part lang siguro yung thank you kasi to acknowledge the email na na-receive mo yung PowerPoint. So, dito, naglagay din ako ng concern na na merong certain problem in accessing the PowerPoint. So, you have to diretsuhan na sabihin na merong problem. Hindi mo na kailangan paikot-ikot pa kung ano yung problem regarding dun sa sinend. Dito naman is sa second message is pag mag-send ka ng email lang na may mag-send ka ng email na merong attachment, for example, document or PowerPoint, ang kailangan meron pa rin siguro short message na nakalagay na, yun nga, parang attach in this email or the documents for blah blah blah. And so dito, attach here with are my outputs. And so dito kasi nagpasa ako ng requirements sa subject namin. So you have to put din kahit short message lang kasi it is not formal to send a file attachment na walang message. And so next naman is yung always include a signature. When kasi composing an email or replying to someone, you always have to include a email signature para makilala ka ng recipient mo na ikaw to, or ayun nga, ikaw to, and ito yung affiliations mo, ayan, ganyan, ito yung contacts, ayan. So may dalawang signature, isa merong icon or picture, and ito yung walang picture. So mamaya ituturo ko sa inyo kung paano yung may picture na email signature. Ayan. So next naman is maximize our Outlook experience. So I will give you a demo lang, siguro to familiarize lang din the functionality of Outlook. Alam ko marami naman na sa inyo na kahit first time and kinapaan nyo na to or ninavigate nyo na to ng kailang. Pero dito it's to recap lang or baka may discover din kayo dito na hindi nyo alam na meron pala sa Outlook. So let's proceed na sa demo. Sorry. And ito yung interface ng Outlook. And so, profile, ito muna tayo sa taas. So, may profile, ito announcements whenever Outlook have new features, meron dito. So, what's new? And you also have to view them if you want to know what are these new features. And ito sa help, if you ever need help on navigating Outlook, meron dito. Settings for the email settings. Merong dark mode, meron theme, may focus inbox, desktop. And meron dito display quality. So, pwede mo siya mabago. Ayan, medium and compact. Pero gusto kasi medium para sakto lang. May notifications din sa email. Ito naman merong to-do or calendar. Dito may kita nyo kung ano yung mga meetings nyo or events sa following days. Dito is merong OneNote. So, merong OneNote plugin si Outlook. Actually, bago lang to eh. So, ito try natin. Dito, ang OneNote kasi, yung notes mo sa OneNote, pwede mo na siya malagay sa email mo. You just have to drag lang your notes dun sa new message. So, create tayo new message and drag natin yung notes dito sa email na kinocompose natin. Ayan, so nalagay na siya, no? Ayan. So, for example, sa isang situation na nasa labas ka and pauwi ka na, ganyan, or break, tapos may email kang na-receive, pwede ka mag-create muna ng note, ng email, dito sa note, ng draft, then pagkadating mo na sa office mo, or pwede mo na lang siya i-drag, para at least hindi ka na mag-type uli, and drag na lang. So, actually, helpful siya. Ayan. Close natin and Discord. Dito, proceed tayo sa email settings or Outlook settings. So dito ang share ko sa inyo is yung kung ano lang alam ko, and I think naman yung kung ano yung share ko is enough na din sa students na malaman para at least makita na gamay nyo din yung Outlook. Dito, yung email signature, ipapakita ko sa inyo kung paano gumawa. And ito kasi, in every email na gagawin mo, hindi mo na kailangan magmano-mano na palagay yung pangalan mo pag sa compose ka ng email. Dito sa email signature kasi, matik na siyang nakalagay. So, in every message, or every email message, meron nang nakalagay. So, hindi ka na magpapakahirap. For example, ito, Romel Ermita, and yan. So, sa yung position ay Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. Ayan. So, bold lang natin yung name para presentable tingnan. So, let's save. And so, pag mag-create ka na ng image yan, meron nang nakalagay na Romel Ermita, Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. So, every time na gagawa ka ng email, hindi mo na kailangan mag-mano-manong type ng iyong email signature. So, meron ng automated na siya. Ayan. So, ito, further information sa settings. Ito, automatically include my signature on new message that I compose. So, yung kanina yung nakita nyo, on every new message, malalagay siya. And ito naman next is automatically include my signature and messages I forward or reply to. Kasi pag ito lang yung naka-check, pag mag-forward ka o mag-reply, walang email signature na malalagay. So, nilagay ko rin to para at least automatic din every time na mag-reply ako. Ayan. So, ito ay... Ayan. So, meron din ditong feature na undo send. Actually, it is very helpful sa atin na, for example, may namali ka palang message tas na-send mo na. So, pwede mong ma-undo. Meron ditong undo send. So, meron ditong certain seconds bago i-send ni Outlook yung email mo. So, ito, yung min-maximize ko hanggang 10 yung email para at least pwede ko pa ma-undo siya within the 10 seconds kung may biglang last minute na may na-realize kung may mali sa message. So, very helpful tong undo send. Ayan. Ayan. So, let me show you lang din paano maglagay ng image sa email signature. So, close lang natin. So, kailangan natin kasi mag-open ng Word. So, mag-create tayo ng table. Ayan. So, create tayo table, insert, table. Ayan. So, bakit dalawa? So, yung dalawa to kasi for the image and also for your name and affiliation. So, dito, sa square, ilagay natin yung logo ng Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. So, makikita nyo pa ang aking mga files. Ayan. So, na-insert na and you have to adjust. Adjust lang natin. Ayan. And ito, so lagay natin yung pangalan natin. Romel or Mita Microsoft Student Ambassador. And so you can also input then your your contacts, for example, your email. And your contact number. And so, ayan, lagay lang natin. Ayusin lang natin yung alignment para maganda tignan. Ayan. So, bold. Ayan. So, adjust lang natin yung table. Ayan. So, pag actually pwede na siya makopy, pero may mga gagawin pa tayo sa table. Kasi pag kailangan natin tanggalin yung border na black. Kasi pag kinopy nyo yan, may kita din may kita din yung border din na black. So you have to remove. So dito sa table design, then borders, and put no border. Ayan, so once okay na, we have to copy. Control C. Then paste, Control V. Ayan. Ito kasi, hindi kasi nakaka-copy-paste din yung image. So, you have to insert din yung picture. Pero kasi, kaya ganun, kinapi-paste lang din para at least alam natin yung alignment or saan yung position ng image. So, ayan. So, nag-uli natin uli. Ayan, no? So, nalagay na siya. So, adjust lang din natin. Ayan. Ayan. Diba? So, actually, okay na. So, we have to save. Ayan. So, bakit kailangan pa Word ng table? Ba't di na lang pwede dito? So, papakita ko sa inyo kung bakit. So, let's close. So, let's close to the, delete. Ayan. So, wait lang. Discord. Ay, sorry. So, delete natin. Ayan. So, gawa tayo ng bago ulit. Yung dito naman. May kita nyo kung bakit. So, ayan, ang laki. So, nag-insert ako ng picture. So, kailangan in-adjust ko. Ayan, so, dito, mababago din yung font size. So, try natin baguhin din yung font size. 9. Ayan, so, Rommel or Mita. Ayan. Pero kasi, maka-count lang din kasi siya as one line pag dito lang sa mismong Outlook kagagawa. So, pag in-enter ko, hindi siya aakyat sa taas. Dito, mag-enter new line siya. So, hindi mo siya ma-adjust. Kung iba-backspace mo naman, mabubura yung image. So, mahirapan ka sa adjustment at alignment. So, it's efficient na gumawa ka na lang muna sa Word and tsaka may copy-paste and insert yung picture. And so, discard natin. Ayan. So, tingnan natin sa compose image kung nandun yung email signature. So, new message. Ayan. So, nandito na. Ayan. So, every time na mag-compose ka ng message, meron ng matic na nakalagay dito na email signature. Ayan. So, let's proceed naman dito sa bottom left. Ayan. So, ginome ko. So, ito naman yung calendar. Punta tayo sa calendar. So, papakita ko lang sa inyo kung paano ma-utilize yung calendar or paano i-navigate. Ayan. So, dito, makikita nyo dito kung ano yung mga certain meetings nyo. Ayan. So, ayan. So, pwede nyo makita yung mga holidays and yung birthdays and ma-adjust yung month. You can also share din your calendar and also adjust. So, dito naman, pag gagawa ka ng meeting, dito ka pupunta sa calendar and ina-navigate, pupunta ka. So, you have to navigate dito sa new event sa may top left. New event. So, click. Ayan. Ayan. So, pag gagawa ka ng meeting, makikita mo dito sa gilid is mayroong 10 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. You are available. So, walang tatamang schedule. So, you have to, you can, adjust that, itong timetable. Timetable ba to? Yung time. So, for example, consultation meeting. Lagay natin. So, you can invite attendees within the organization. Ayan, you can invite kung sino yung mga kailangan doon sa meeting. So, ito, you can set na din the time and date kung kailan yung meeting. Ayan. Merong, actually, every 30 minutes yung interval. Ayan. So, you can, set din as all dates, mawawala yung, yung time. So, kung mapapansin nyo, kung naka-all day, you are unavailable kasi merong matatamaang meeting within that day. So, nakalagay, you are unavailable. Dito naman, you can also customize your meeting. You can set it as every day, every week, every month, every year. And pwede din custom na, for example, within that week lang, merong meeting, you can, you can customize. Ayan. So, for example, it occurs every Tuesday and Friday. Tapos pwede nakalagay until May 2020. Hanggang May 20 lang. So, for example, hanggang May 20, 2 weeks lang yung meeting yung Tuesday and Friday. So, you can set it. So, you can save. Ayan. So, every Tuesday and Friday until November 20, 2020. Ayan. So, you can customize. Dito naman, pwede nyo i-include kung anong list within the school kung saan kayo mag-meeting. Ayun ang mention. Room finder. Dito naman, you can also set a Teams meeting. So, dito, pag naka-on yung Teams meeting, may automatic ng meeting room yan or meeting sync. Virtual na yung meeting pag Teams meeting. And so, you can also remind then the attendees kung ilang minutes pwede i-remind sila na mayroong meeting. And you can also categorize the meeting. Ayan. So, you can also customize this category by category. You can also edit the response. And so, you can also use the scheduling assistant. So, whenever, for example, hindi mo alam kung kailan ka meeting, so you can also adjust din. So, you can also look din kung ano yung mga available mong time para mag-meeting. So, you can drag kung kailan. Tapos, na-adjust yung time. So, for example, gusto mong mag-meeting ng 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. So, nakalagay 3:30 a.m. to 4 a.m. So, once na naka-done, malalagay yan dun sa sa kaninang creation ng meeting invite. So, dito meron din add required attendee is yung mga required talaga pumunta or yung mga important na tao sa meeting. So, you can add in an optional attendee and so add a room. So, kung saan magaganap yung meeting. So, going back, yun nga, na-set natin as 3:30 to 4 a.m. So, once na done, yan, nakalagay na siya dito, 3:30 to 4 o'clock. So, yun yung function ni scheduling assistant. So, you can also view what are your time availability whenever creating a meeting invite. So, you can also add in a description about the meeting or what you can also include what are your agendas. Yan, sa meeting, you can also include para at least pagka-receive nila ng invite, malalaman nila kung tungkol saan yung meeting and also the agenda. So, okay. So, let's discard. So, balik tayo. So, let's proceed naman sa next functionality ay yung attachments. Dito, bagong feature din to ni Outlook sa pagkakaalam ko. Once and every email na merong attachment na meron kang marireceive, masasave dito sa attachment lahat. So, hindi mo na kailangan isa-isa yung email at i-view kung ano yung attachments na yun. You can use this attachment feature na dito na lang mo tignan kung ano yung mga, kung may gusto kang balikan na attachment. Ayan. So, dito naman sa to-do, para lang siyang task list. Mananavigate ka lang, mararoute ka dito sa to-do. So, pag once kasi nakapag-create ka ng task dun sa to-do, manonotify ka rin kasi dun sa Outlook. So, ibalik ko lang. Ayan. So, meron palang nakalimutan akong feature sa settings. Balik lang tayo. Ayan, sa mail. Dito naman ay automatic replies. So, alam nyo naman dito, no, sa automatic replies na, for example, makareceive ka ng email, may automatic na merong si Outlook, may mag-send siya ng automatic na message na ginawa mo. So, dito, applicable ng automatic replies whenever merong kang vacation or naka-holiday yung Philippines, yun, naka-holiday sa lugar kung nasan ka man. So, you can also customize then the time period na kung kailan yung Outlook magsisend ng automatic replies. So, for example, naka-vacation ka ng isang week, pwede mo i-set ng isang week na mag-automatic replies yung Outlook mo. And you can also include these features na yun nga, block my calendar for this period, automatically decline meeting invitations, kasi nga, on leave ka, vacation, or holiday, or walang pasok. So you can also customize din the message na i-reply na naka-automatic reply. So meron na akong gawa dito. Ayan. So nakalagay, hello, and it's a holiday today. If you need immediate assistance, you can contact me through yan number, and I will reply to your email after the holiday is over. Dito kasi nakaset siya as holiday. Pero once naman, kunyari, naka-vacation ka, nakalagay, ayan. So, hello, and I'm on vacation. I'm on vacation. Tapos, lagay mo yung date. Yan. Tapos, I will reply to your email once my vacation is over. Or, yun nga, if emergency or necessary talaga na kailangan mag-reply, nakalagay na if you need immediate assistance, you can contact me through my number. Since naman, di ba, lagi naman natin dala ang phone, contact na lang through phone since kung kailangan na kailangan talaga. So, you can also include then regards your signature. Ayan. So, dito kung pwede natin ilagay email signature kanina na merong picture, pwede. Ay, hindi pwede kasi nga kung mapapansin nyo, walang insert image. So, malalagay nyo lang is yung email signature na walang image. Ayan. Ayan. So, actually, ayun na lahat ng knowledge ko regarding sa pag-navigate and the functionality ng Outlook. And I hope na marami kayong natutunan and magamit nyo rin to sa academics nyo, lalo ng online learning ngayon and through email yung pasahan and or through Teams. So, and also through communicating din sa mga professors natin, Outlook din. So, ayun, sana maging helpful tong na-share ko sa inyo about utilizing Outlook. So, thank you for listening and thank you din for watching and attending our event. And so if you have any questions, you can contact lang me sa mga social media ko kanina and also my personal email. So, thank you.